I can tell you a bit about the history of this place. Good morning! So I'm almost ready. I tried to upload a video but it's not working, so I have to continue. I have to stop the upload, and I will visit Dead Waterfall. It is pretty close to this place, and after that I will continue north. I won't do the TED track today, and I try to cover a huge distance today, but I'm not sure if it will work because it's already 11 AM. But yeah, let's go. I already had my breakfast because they have a kitchen here, and I had some eggs, which is very nice. There she is. I did something I usually don't do. I booked accommodation in Norway already and I'm still in Sweden. I just saw it yesterday on Booking.com and I was like, oh, that's cheap. And usually accommodation is very expensive in Norway. So, oh, they put some new sand. That feels very weird. Strange to ride on that. The place where I booked the accommodation is called Lofoten, so it's super beautiful. I think you heard of it, and I wanted to stay there a bit longer. So I checked yesterday. I was like, you won't find anything that is cheap enough. But then I saw they have a hostel there. Well, it's super cheap. I think it was 24 euros per night. It was reduced on Booking.com. So I booked it in advance. I'm like, now I have a deadline. But I really want to go there and I want to stay a few more days, so it's like, well, now I will take the risk because the place is so beautiful and I don't want to risk not being able to stay there for a few days. Look at this, how calm the water is, the reflection of the trees and the clouds. That is incredible. I'm almost there. It's called Döda Fallet, if you pronounce it like that. Okay. Let's check it out. So while I'm walking down, I can tell you a bit about the history of this place. It is a dead waterfall, so how can this happen? Well, there was a lake on top of this waterfall, and in the year almost 1800 people used the rivers to transport wood, and they made a lot of money from selling wood. So they ran into some troubles because on the lower side of the waterfall they had not that much wood left, so they thought about, okay, we will take the wood from the upper side, but then they have to transport it over the waterfall, and the problem was that a lot of the wood get destroyed falling down this waterfall. So they thought about building a canal next to the waterfall and use it for the transport of their wood. Which they did. They built all of it. They built several dams. Close to the point where they finished the construction, they had a lot of flooding. That led to the collapse of the dams, and in 4 hours all the water of the lake rushed down the canal. That is absolutely insane. It destroyed several sawmills and everything. So the huge plan of making more money with the wood on top of the waterfall, completely went into another direction. The lake was empty, and not only that, there was a new lake created close to the sea where all the water went to. And now there's a small island in this lake where you can find an airport. The water never came back. This waterfall is actually destroyed by humans. That is pretty incredible. Yeah. Sad, but incredible that they built things in around 1800, that actually could destroy a waterfall. That is amazing. Wow, look at that. That is incredible. Look at that. You see them? So there it is. Well, basically, that used to be the waterfall. So it's no wonder that the timber got destroyed falling down here on these stones. Incredible, huh? There you can see the whole stretch. It is enormous. So here it's written again, the lake that was there and now it's gone is called Ragudasjön. The violent flood wave swept everything with it: sawmills, barns, boats, bridges, roads, fields, meadows, trees, tarps for catching salmon, and much, much more. Crazy. There's a stone down there that has a huge amount of iron, so it rusts. Look at that. You see the color? Here and on the side. That was nice. And it is free and you have all the descriptions and all the story in English, even in German and in Swedish. So that is really nice. So my next goal, also a sightseeing goal, is 297 kilometers away. Or I will see. So my goal was to just walk a little bit, but the problem is there are these boards where you can read the story about the place, and they are all over the place. So you basically have to walk all around to read the whole thing, and the story is really nice, so I can absolutely recommend to go there and read all of it, because online you find the first one but not all of them. So yesterday when I read the first one, I was like, oh, why did it stop? These cars have no license plate, as you can see, but they have the triangle there, and that means the car is allowed to go 30 kilometers per hour. 30. That is so crazy. There are so many of these cars here. There should be a fuel station somewhere. Already down to 55 kilometers, so it's better to get some fuel. Oh, look at the birds. Oh, that's crazy. That's tiny. Here's that blue. It's incredible how long this country is. When I first rushed through Spain, it took me 3 days. I don't know. Look at that. That's amazing. Whoa. This river is so big. Well, I had a small dinner and I booked a campsite. Well, I called one because yeah, I had some troubles before that I couldn't find a place, so this time I was like, okay, the campsite is over an hour away, so I will just call if it makes sense to go there. But yes, I can go there, and that's what I'm gonna do. After I visited the nature resort here, where you have an overview of the river, that's where I go first. That's why I came to this village here. I kind of recognized it's a German thing to go to Sweden and open a campsite because the campsite where I was last night was owned by German people, and yeah, the campsite where I'm going now as well. Funny. So there you see nature reservoir. There's also a campsite. I didn't know that when I called the other one. I checked Google Maps for camping and I couldn't see this one. Sometimes it's not working on Google Maps, I don't know. Like this I can at least make a few more meters. There's the parking. This looks like a nice parking spot. You see the river? That's incredible. I just don't want to go in there because it's going a bit down. Let's park here. That's good. And then have a look. That is incredible. We have to pay attention. There are some wires of the river. So, let's go. We have another 1 hour and 6 minutes to the campsite. So I have another waterfall tomorrow and the Arctic Circle, of course. That's the plan for tomorrow. For today I will ride another 77 kilometers and then, yeah, put my tent up. I have to admit, I checked for proper accommodation again, because for me it's super cold. But yeah, let's say there's nothing below 40 euros, so I was like, okay, I can't help. I think what I saw on the homepage, the campsite is 180 krones, so that is around about 15 euro, maybe 16, something like that. So that's okay. At least I have a shower, I have a bathroom and everything, so that's very nice. I hope they don't have many mosquitoes there. I think there are campsites everywhere. And I took one that is 77 kilometers away. I don't want to stand up because my heated seat is on. It's getting so cold when I stand up. That feels quite slippery here. We're down to 9 degrees. Oh man, I'm gonna die in my tent tonight. Look at this sky. It's incredible. Oh, that's lovely. I think my campsite is somewhere on the lake. That is very lovely. Here? No. Yes? No. Over there, I think. Camping. That's it. That is my campsite here. Oh, very nice. So I'll check. I think reception is closed, but she told me I can just call there somewhere here, so it's no big deal. Oh, that's amazing. I was just upgraded. I paid for a tent and I got a house. One of these little tiny red houses. How cool is that? Where's the number? 8. Let's see. 9. So that is 8 and that is 9. Then is this one my my place? Oh, that's amazing. I can't believe it. I'm so happy. That is so cool. Unbelievable. Look at this. I have my own little house with a heating. Oh, I'm in love. That is so cool. Look at that. It is super hot in here. So, I'm now in my stuga, in my little cabin. Usually it would be close to 100 euros or 100 euros. I checked it before online and I was like, no, you have to sleep in the tent. Well, and I paid, I think, 212 krona, which is 20 euro. And then she was like, yeah, if you use your sleeping bag, and make sure that the room is clean tomorrow, you can have the stuga. It's like, that is so incredible. I'm so happy right now. I can show you where I drove today. Actually, the last time I can show it to you because my map ends here. I don't know, it's a Europe map, but they kind of cut Sweden and Norway and Finland off the map. I don't know why. So I started here, close to Östersund, and then I drove this way up, pretty close to the coastline, and then with this detour, and now I'm here, close to Skellefteå. What a lovely day today, and especially what a lovely end of the day. I had no idea I would sleep in a bed tonight. That is amazing. So, I hope you liked the video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe down below if you want to see the next video. Bye!